A few months ago, I was driving home after training my early morning clients. I had just finished my Yeti full of black coffee, and I could barely keep my eyes open. And this was after a full night's sleep, by the way. So I started thinking, if this coffee isn't even working, then why do I insist on drinking it every single day? Now, my caffeine habit has gone through many phases over the years. I started off with frappuccinos in the college library. I did the whole bulletproof coffee thing, got hooked on pre-workout, and back when I was working at the corporate gym, I would have a small pot of coffee in the morning and a Rockstar energy drink in the afternoon. Pretty gross, I know. But over the past few years, I've managed to stick to 1 cup of fresh ground AeroPress coffee, and I never indulge later than noon. Now that said, I maybe go only 2 or 3 days a year without having coffee. So when I really sat back and started thinking about it, the whole idea of taking a break from coffee just seemed to make a lot of sense. So I issued myself a challenge: no caffeine for 30 days. And the timing was not great because I decided to start on a Monday morning after a long weekend of celebrating my birthday in Nashville. Now, I typically do some sort of birthday workout challenge every year, and it often involves back squatting my body weight for my age in reps. But as you can imagine, that has grown less fun over the years. So I thought this would be a good change of pace, something that would challenge my willpower, help me listen to my body better, and hopefully reset my tolerance to caffeine. Now, the first week was rough. I'm not gonna lie. 10 a.m. felt like 2 a.m., and I had to take a nap every single afternoon just to make it through the day. I didn't really get anything done. Productivity-wise, I was operating at the bare minimum. The only good thing is that I had no headaches, which I was very surprised by. So every day I was kind of anxiously awaiting for some sort of, headache or migraine to come on, but it didn't. So can't complain there. During week 2, I still felt pretty tired, but I made it through most days without needing a nap. And it was here that I noticed I was having much more vivid dreams, which I assume means I was getting better REM sleep, and I was getting out of bed in the morning with less grogginess. Now, I did absent-mindedly take a sip of my date's espresso martini, but I feel like the vodka cancels out the caffeine, so I'm not counting it. Around the 3rd week, I'd say I settled into a new normal in the sense that I wasn't missing coffee or even really thinking about the challenge much at all. But I did start drinking a coffee substitute. This is Dandy Blend, not a sponsor of the video. I would have this with some heavy cream, and yeah, it's in the ballpark of having that coffee taste, but just having a hot beverage in the morning was definitely helpful. A few other things that helped. First of all, I made it a point to stay well hydrated in the morning, and that often involved using a concentrate of electrolytes. This is 40,000 volts. Again, not a sponsor of the video, but I feel like that was helpful. I also started eating breakfast much earlier in the day, usually overnight protein oats, and finally, cold plunging. Now, I know that cold exposure is very much in vogue right now, and I'm not saying it's a magic bullet, but it does give you quite a jolt. And I'm lucky that my clients have these cold plunge tubs that constantly circulate water at about 40 or 39 degrees. It's been 30 days now, and I just finished a cup of half regular, half decaf coffee, and honestly, it just made me feel a little weird. I've kind of lost my taste for it, and while I'm definitely not itching to get back into my old coffee habit, I can definitely see myself using coffee and caffeine more strategically long term, as opposed to just pounding it every day just out of force of habit. So the big reason I tried this experiment and wanted to share it is because I think it's important to sometimes question conventional wisdom and to examine your behavior patterns that are otherwise on autopilot. Caffeine is a drug, and like any other drug, it can be used intelligently or abused. And I've always raised an eyebrow at people who brag or make light of their extreme caffeine intake, especially my colleagues in the health and fitness industry. Much in the same way how it never quite sat right with me how people would use "if it fits your macros" as an excuse to eat like garbage. But that's a video for another day. Thanks for watching, and I would love to hear your thoughts about your coffee habits. So drop a comment below, and we'll see you in the next video.